Hi, this is Michelle Sam from Sammy Wong's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the plain Cantonese steamed buns. So these buns are really versatile because you can have them in your freezer and then just steam them whenever. And sometimes you can just put butter or jam on for breakfast, or you can make them as savory sandwich bread. I do have a recipe for barbecue pork sandwiches. In that particular blog, I do use store-bought buns, but here I'm going to be showing you how to make your own homemade buns. Now these homemade buns are absolutely delicious. The dough is really soft and fluffy and they have this unique texture. Sometimes you have these buns that you get in the restaurants or in supermarkets where it's soft but it's dense and it gets stuck in the palate of your mouth. But these don't. So they are really easy to make and they are absolutely delicious. So let's get started. Okay, so for the dough, in a container I have combined my milk and water and microwaved it and gotten it to between 105 and 115 degrees. For those of you who don't have a digital thermometer, what you can do is take your milk, pour it into your measuring cup, and then add some boiling water. And if we put the boiling water mixed with the cold milk, you get 105 degrees. So that is just perfect. And to this particular water milk mixture, add 2 tablespoons of sugar, and then even though I'm using the instant yeast, which they claim does not require dissolving in water, I'd like to add it here in order to have it start fermenting before I add it into my flour mixture. And it shouldn't take that long in order to become active. And what you're looking for are these active bubbles in the liquid as the yeast starts to interact with the sugar and ferment. So make sure you add your sugar because it needs to start eating the sugar. We're going to just let this sit while we prepare the rest of our dough. So for the rest of the dough, we will need all-purpose flour, and to this flour, we will add 1 more tablespoon of sugar here, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. So you can see that with this instant yeast, it's already started to bubble up really rapidly. And I am going to now add this to my flour mixture. Every so often, use a spatula to push the unincorporated flour down until a dough ball is formed, and the texture of the dough should be like pizza dough. Okay, and after it comes to a ball, maybe about 10 minutes, then we can stop it. So now we have the dough that looks like this, so we're going to knead it. We're going to place it in our bowl and allow it to rest for an hour. All right, make sure you put a lid on the bowl to prevent it from drying. Okay, so after an hour, this is our big ball of dough. And what we're going to do now is take it out of the bowl into our floured work surface. And punch it down. This is where we're going to knead it a little bit. Okay, and we're going to roll it until 1/8 of an inch. Because of the yeast, it's going to rise, so we don't want it too thick. So 1/8 of an inch is perfect for Montal. And I'm going to use a 3 7/16 inch dough cutter to make 16 discs. Okay, and we're going to remove all the excess dough. And then for each disc, what we're going to do is now oil it using a basting brush, and then fold it, and then put it in our steamer. If you don't have a bamboo steamer, then make sure that the steam is not going to drip back onto your buns by placing a kitchen towel over the steamer so that the steam will be absorbed by the kitchen towel. Take our steamer here, and we'll take some parchment paper and cut holes in. Sometimes you can buy parchment paper steamers that already have the holes, but if you don't, you can just cut your own little triangle, and this will work perfectly fine. And what you're going to be doing here is taking each disc and putting some oil on using a basting brush, and this will help keep it separated. And once it's been oiled, flip each disc in half so that it becomes a half circle, and then place your half circle onto the parchment paper in the steamer. Rework the excess dough by kneading, rolling, and cutting it so that you're not wasting the dough. And even the very last bit, you can steam and make that a nice, tasty morsel for yourself. Allow it to rest for 15 minutes before steaming for 8 minutes. Enjoy and happy eating. More recipes can be found on SammyWong'sKitchen.com or social media. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks!